welcome back to One Humble Knot. Today we're going to be making a baby beanie. So it's a really cute little one. You can also upsize the pattern that I do to make it an adult one. I'm going to try and make an adult one in another video. Gosh, I'm knocking everything everywhere. But all you really need today is yarn, your hook, and then sewing needle helps, but it's not necessary. Let's get into it. Okay, so to start off, we do have our yarn. This is the brand is Wendy. I don't actually have the tag on it because my dog decided to get into a lot of my yarn. Got into my little art room and ruined a lot of yarn. So the tag's not on it. It is green. I don't know what kind of green. I don't have a picture of the tag that says it, but this is the green that we're going with. And then I have my hook that you've seen in probably a majority of my videos. I think it is a 4.5. I think. It's annoying because it's just not written on here. So we're going to be doing chain stitches, half treble for the UK, half double crochet for the US, and we're going to be focusing on the wrong side and right side. It's really simple, really straightforward. So let's get into it. The first thing that we're going to do, we're going to chain 34. So I normally like to get the yarn from the middle, but there's so much that's being wrapped around. This is just what we're doing it today. So there's going to be some dog fur with this one. So the reason why we're using a bigger hook is, you may think we would use typically a smaller hook, is because we're wanting a lot more stretch to it, and this will create more stretch. About 22 centimeters. Okay, so if you decide to do a smaller hook, you want it to be the 22 centimeters long as a great starting. So, you know, bigger hook, less stitches, smaller hook, more stitches. Just keep that in mind. Next, we are going to do a half treble crochet in the second stitch. So we've got stitch number 1 right here, and we're going to go start in this next one right here. So we're treating it as if the chain has been the start. So it's yarn over, through, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through the next 2. And then we're going to do that all the way down. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to continue with the half treble crochets. I'm going to go through the first 2 stitches like so. So I'll bring this a little bit closer. I'm going to go through the first 2. Make sure our focus is on. Okay, pull through. And then for the remainder, we're going to go in the back loop. We're not going to go in the front one. We're not going to go through both of them. We're just going through this back loop here. So you can see we've got our front loop, which is the one closest to us, back loop furthest away. My focus keeps shifting, I'm sorry. So we're just going to go into the back loop and repeat this all the way down. So we've just done our whole row besides our last loop. So for our last loop, instead of going into the back like what we've been doing, we're actually going to go through the whole thing. So front and back stitch. All right. This will kind of keep it a little bit, not be as pulled and a little bit cleaner. And we'll do that again. So we're going to go back. We're going to do this. We're going to do this for the next 38 rows. So you will do this an additional 36 more times. Okay, so now that you've done your 36 stitches, it should look something like this. So it's going to be one big rectangle. The hard thing with this is, you know, when you start off, you might have seen that it was quite spread out, and then you just pull it around a bit. Make sure you keep your hook in, and we're just going to give it a little bit of a tug, a little bit of a stretch out, work the yarn around. You may see, where was it? Here it is. See this little hole here? What happened was I missed a stitch. So that's when you're going to get little holes at the end if you're not going through the proper part. But as you can see here, we don't really have the holes. And then I can't really get the whole thing in the camera, but the edges are looking pretty good. If you notice your edges are wavy, it just means that you're not doing the right count. So there might be too many or too little on each row. So it's always good for now and again to have a little bit of a count. So what we're going to do is fold over. So we've just finished, let me try and make that a bit clearer. So we've just finished off here, and we're going to fold our last row, where we've just finished our last row here to our first row here. And we're going to just do basically a slip stitch. I just finished the crochet going this way, so we turn it back around to be this way. You have your side that you are working on closest to you, and all we're going to do a slip stitch. Let's try and get this to focus real nice. We're going to go in through this first stitch, and we're going to make sure this is one of the stitches that is the start right here. All right, so sometimes it's a bit hard to see, but you've got, you know, the row starting there, and we've got it starting here as well. So you just want to try and find the corner to corner, go right through, and you are going through, oh, I think I only went through one out of the two. You want to make sure that you go through both 2 stitches and 2 stitches at the bottom, because this is going to be our join. So you yarn over and pull through. And you're just going to repeat that all the way down. So I'm just going to pull this through a little bit just so I don't accidentally pull it out. This is what it looks like. This is going to be the inside. This is what it looks like from the other side. You can see there's the joint there, but it's a nice little solid join. Then we're going to just get my scissors don't want to come out of the pack. So what we're going to do is just with the yarn, we're basically going to measure. You probably don't even need that much, but we're going to just measure off a bit. So kind of do the width of the yarn just to give yourself more than enough. So we've got our little thread from the beginning. What we're going to do here, instead of just pulling out, because if we just pull, that will unravel. So we're going to finger knit and pull it through once, and then we're just going to tighten that off here. We are then, if you don't have a sewing needle, you can actually just weave it through and pull it through with your crochet hook as well. Okay, so all you do, I'm going to keep this little bit of yarn out here. We're just very loosely weaving through, just through this top edge. And you can always look at your two edges, see which one you liked more or not. But I typically just stick with where I already am with the yarn and just pray it's the nicer edge. And we're just going to pull it through. You want to make sure that you're not going through too far along. It's just that first little bit there. Not too spaced out either. It'll all make sense in a moment. Hi. You might get, yep. Bless you. Here we've just stitched with the needle. You can probably just take that one out, and then we're just going to pull. Pull, pull, pull. Pull, pull, pull. Until it's all scrunched up like so. We're going to use the little tail of the other yarn to help keep this tight. Then, if we did it right, that should be nicely closed at the top. And you can have it as a full little floppy beanie, or you can fold it up like so. And this is your little beanie. If you want to add a little pom-pom, do it in a different color. You can also tack this in place if you want as well. So there you go. And that is your baby beanie. Thanks for watching. It would be great if you could subscribe. Thank you for watching.